What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sam the Beer Guy channel. So today, let's talk about the 2 minor, 3 minor, or 1/3, 4/5 chord progression. Y'all make sure to like, sub, share, comment if you like these videos. I'm doing a ton of videos on just the some of the most commonly used chord progressions and how to practice them, and just different ways of looking at them and perceiving them, and different shapes and inversions and versions you can do of it. And so, make sure to sub if you want to see some of that stuff. So 2 minor, 3 minor, 4/5. Let's do not the key of C. Let's do D flat, because why not? So that's. So let's do 2 minor. Let's do 3 minor. 4. 5. And then 2 minor again, with like a minor 7 in there. Let's do 1/3. 4. And I'm gonna actually go back to C, because now that I'm thinking about it, I should use maybe keys that people play more commonly. So this is 2 minor, 1/3. Sus. Sus. So the reason, at least to my ears, that 1/3 usually works better than 3 minor is because you have a lot of parallel movement. Like, everything is exactly one whole step up, which, again, 4 to 5 is, but there's just something. 3 minor is such a weak chord. When you, in theory, you'll learn something. I forgot all the theory, like, terminology. But 3 minor is one of the weaker ones. 2 minor has movement to 5. 6 minor has kind of a relative minor sound, but it kind of acts like a tonic in a world. You have 4 and 5, which are, I guess subtonic is the word, and then 5 is a dominant, like resolving to 1. 3 minor is just kind of there, and there's correct terminology to describe what it is, but 1/3 works a lot better. For some reason. I don't know. I'm sure someone knows. So you can do like F over D. That's a 2 minor sound. Just a C chord. Add a 9 in there for the F. A little sus. Do like F major 7. Maybe throw a major 7 in here on this one too. Major 7 again with a 9. So D minor 9. Major 7 again with a 9. So yeah, you can add different, 9s and 7s to that to make it interesting. I wouldn't always kind of dense up chords like that. It might make sense to start off a song with kind of more open voicings, and then as it kind of builds, you're using more dense chord progressions, or the other way around. Like, if it's just you and the singer starting a song off, you start with more kind of dense stuff, and as the band comes in, you take out some stuff and leave more sonic space for them. And so there's different ways to do that right. But yeah, the 2 minor, 1/3, 4, 5 chord progression. This kind of has a similar thing as the 4, 5, 6 minor, 1/3 progression. It's definitely has this kind of revolving vibe to it. Ending on the 5 and going back to the 2 does have more of an abrupt feeling than the 1/3 back to the 4, just because 1/3 is voice leading into the 4 chord, where the 5 chord is not really I mean, it's voice leading into the 2 minor, but it doesn't have the same tension release or 5/5 or voice leading vibe or concept that 1/3 to 4 does. And so 2 minor, 3 minor, 4, or 5, or 2 minor, 1/3, 4 can get stale pretty quick, I think. And it has much more of this like kind of like uplifting, because you're ascending to the 5 chord, it almost has this like uplifting moment. So if we bring in another chord progression that we've talked about, 4/5, this has kind of got this like somber, like reflective thing to it. So one more time. And then maybe transition to the new progression just to get some like, you know, momentum going. It's kind of got this just like, okay, everyone stand up, like let's get going kind of thing. And so you'll see this also, like, you know, you'll hear that all the time if you listen to gospel music. And so yeah, let's kind of have some more fun with this. You can keep this like kind of open C block for the whole thing if you want. Passing chord? Oh, wrong progression. Ah. So another thing I've talked about in other videos on these chord progressions is you can play, you know, a chord progression and still create melody in just how the voice leading works. So I did that earlier. Yeah, don't just cruise control through don't cruise control through just playing chord progressions. Like, you can create voice leading, you can create melody, you can create interesting just voice leading and harmony, and just don't be like, oh yeah, do something interesting with it, you know? Not all the time. Sometimes you just need to play the bare bones stuff, but don't let that be what you do all the time. So yeah, that's the 2 minor, 1/3, or 3 minor, 4/5 chord progression. Make sure you like, sub, share, comment if you like these videos, and I will see you in the next one.